Aloha and welcome to the Embodied Healing Self podcast with your host, Jen Mons. Each week, join me for soul-inspired, conscious conversations around embodied healing and awakening to your soul's purpose. Thank you for listening in. Hey friends, welcome back to this week's episode of the Embodied Healing Self. So I am recording on the full moon, which means you will be hearing it next week because I send these podcasts off to my producer and launch them the next week. But I just had to hop on here today and just share the clear message that came through in my meditation this morning. So I thought I was going to be recording something else, but well, like I like to say, we have our to-do list and then God and the universe have their to-do list, and we all know which one really gets done in the big picture. So in my meditation this morning, I asked for support and guidance around specific things that I have been working through lately, or just navigating, I guess is a better word. And what I'm working through, what I'm navigating through, has actually been coming across through all of the amazing women that I've been able to coach over the past few weeks. I can't believe I get to wake up and do this. It's so fascinating to witness and learn about other human beings, just beautiful, radiant human beings who are here and wanting to contribute to the planet on a larger scale, really wanting to heal themselves, for the people around them, and for the planet. It's like the most humbling and beautiful experience. And so what came through for me today when I asked for guidance and support around something that I'm working through, which is really just getting clarity on the specific live event and retreats that I would like to host, and narrowing down who it's for, what I want to do, who I want to invite. And the message was so clear. And this was the message that I want to share with you. It was, become what you want to experience. And I was like, oh, seems so simple. I thought I already was what I wanted to experience. I've done all this work. I've done all this healing. I like to joke with my friend, one of my friends locally here, Wendy. She laughed when I told her that I had invested more in training and my health and well-being over the last 10 years than if I had gone to medical school. And the truth is, for me, because of my experience, the value of my health and wellness is priceless. To get to where I am today, I wouldn't change anything. I started thinking about okay, become the experience you wish to seek. What does that mean? And then I thought about the faces of the beautiful women that I had spent time with over the last week, and where they were at energetically, and what they desired in their life, and what they were calling in for their life. And I can remember a lot of what I was hearing to be guided to share with them in their sessions was a lot of more of the less doing and more being. I love to share one of my favorite articles that I wrote and talks that I've shared is on the balance of being and becoming, and really honoring the expansion and contraction in life. And of course, one of my favorite books right now that I have shared with you before in this podcast, and I'm super excited to interview next month, is Kate Northrop's book, Do Less, where she talks about living in the natural cycles of life. The lunar cycle, the menstrual cycle, the seasonal cycles, and really giving us permission to be more intentional with the choices that we make. Because what I notice in myself is that it takes a conscious effort and a practice to not get caught up in the doing. In fact, I refuse to say that I've been busy anymore. I might reply that my schedule is abundantly full, but I've gotten out of the practice of saying I'm so busy, because busy is not really a conscious choice. And so now I'm being very intentional with my words and choosing to allow what my schedule is filled up with. And if it's not in alignment with what's important to my long-term goals, then it does not come into my schedule anymore. And when I started to do that and really honor and live in alignment with my goals, I started to have more energy, more time, more connection, and everything around me, my relationships, how I choose to nourish myself, like everything just seemed to become more abundantly full. How much time I spent having fun with my kids, like it just seemed like I had plenty of time to do everything I wanted because I was very intentional with my time. So for the message of become the experience that you want to have, I heard the words, become the love that you wish to seek. If you're seeking a partnership with somebody, become the love that you wish to seek. If you're seeking health and wellness, healthier habits, become the person with those habits. Think like that person. Get support to become that person. Make choices like that person. Spend your money like a person who is healthy. If you wish to bring more joy into your life, become the experience of joy. Find the joy in every experience. Do the things that bring you joy. Do the things that light you up. If you wish to have more energy in your body, become a person who makes choices that give you more energy. Eat to fuel your body. Rest when you need to rest. Have a clear boundary energetically in relationships so that your energy is not drained by people who you have toxic relationships with. Become that person. If you are seeking more financial freedom, become the person whose financial resources are intentional. Know what is coming in and what is going out. And before every exchange of energy or finances, ask yourself, where is this going? How is this serving me? Is this in alignment with the life I want to live? If you are seeking more connection to God or grace or your own spirituality, your own purpose, become the person who practices in stillness, reflection, connection. Engage in conscious conversations. If you wish to have more deep, intimate connections in your life, become the person that holds the space for deep connections. Become the person who is willing to be seen and vulnerable in the space of deep connection. And this is a topic I love to talk about, vulnerability. I will say over and over again that vulnerability is the gateway to our potential. So whatever it is that you're seeking, if you're seeking freedom from the job that you're currently in to create your dream job, because I do have quite a few clients in this energy as well right now who are realizing that the job that they're currently in doesn't fill them up, it doesn't make them happy, and maybe it's contributed to not feeling well. And what I often say is, become the person who you want to be in your next job already when you're in this job. Like, you can start to show up in the way that you want to in your current position, your current relationship. You can start to show up in the way that you want to, that you see yourself in another relationship or in another job. You can start to become that person right now. So I invite you to consider this in your own life. This particular full moon that we've been in for the month of July has really been all about self-empowerment. And for those of you that follow the moon cycles, and I know a lot of the women that I work with, we've been talking about this, like, it's been a couple of months of transition. It's been a lot of healing, a lot of letting go, and now is the time to really step into that empowerment. It's the time to be in the being and the becoming. It's the time to embody the healing. So that's where the name Embodied Healing Self came from. It's the embodiment, is the being. It's the being, the experience. It's accessing the healer within us, the divine source of healing within us. And the becoming part is knowing when and where to get support that's in alignment with your current needs. But you have to know what they are first. And most people, especially women, when I have my first call with them, don't even know what they want or desire. They're so busy doing, they've forgotten who they are. And this, my friends, can lead to not being well. It is one of the deeper layers of healing that is being called upon us. If you know how to eat healthy, and you're eating fairly healthy, if you have emotional empowerment around your healthy lifestyle habits, and you have a good fitness routine, and you feel generally pretty good, you have good relationships, but there's still something missing, that deeper layer that is calling you in, is that connection to your source and your purpose, connection to God and grace. And that is found through stillness. It's found through reflection. It's found through gratitude. It's in that stillness that we access our truth, the present moment, unconditional love. So I hope that this inspires you to maybe take a moment to journal about what it is that you really want right now. So in the show notes, I'm going to share my guided meditation on manifesting your dream life. It's about 20 minutes, and I invite you to listen in and then maybe take some time afterwards to journal about what it is that you want in your life. And then think about how you can become what it is that you want. And if you want to take that next step, because putting that into an inspired action step can be really helpful when we're witnessed, I invite you to send me a message on my Facebook, Jen Mons, the Holistic Coach, my email, jen@jenmons.com. Let me know what you're up to. Part of what I love about what I do is that I get to witness amazing and fascinating human beings and their transformation. When they finally decide that they are worth it, that they are ready to invest, and that this life experience is so much greater than they ever even imagined, when they're ready to trust and access that freedom of health and well-being and living an energized life full of self-confidence, it is absolutely transformational and amazing. And so to each of you that are listening on this show, I am calling in grace to send healing and love your way, and also inviting you to tap into your source of self-empowerment, specifically around this moon cycle. Consider what empowers you, who empowers you, what empowers you. I know for me, I feel really empowered when I'm in my body. My body is where I remember who I am. I remember that I am here. I remember how to harness the energy through my body physically, through dance, through yoga, through movement, through nourishing foods. So I know that for me, empowerment is embodiment. But it looks differently for everybody. So I invite you to explore a little bit. Consider, what is it that empowers you? Helps you to stand in your own power. That feels really good. And then when you think about becoming the experience that you wish to seek, how can you embody the empowered version of that? I hope you have a wonderful week. Sending lots of love and aloha, and I look forward to connecting with you next week. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Hello, friends, and thank you so much for joining me today and being a part of this community. I know there are many other podcasts that you could be tuning into, and I am deeply honored that you chose to listen in and be present with me today. I love and cherish and appreciate you, and I want to invite you to join our tribe and Facebook group under jenmons.com/connect. I would also love to gift you your guide to discovering and overcoming the self-limiting beliefs standing in the way of you living in optimal health, more energy, fulfillment, and self-confidence to create an embodied, healthy, whole you. You can find this at jenmons.com/tribe. I also have one small request to help spread the love. In order for this podcast to show up in the feed of social media platforms of other like-minded people, we need reviews. So please head on over to jenmons.com/podcast to leave a review. You will also find other inspiring episodes on that page. So I personally read these reviews weekly and would love to give you a shout out and share your kind words with our listeners. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook as Jen Mons or The Holistic Coach with the W Holistic and Jen Mons, JenMons.com. Thank you so much and have an amazing day. Aloha.